Okay, let's just dive right into this, shall we? Have you ever watched one of those absolutely brilliant presentations and just thought to yourself, okay, how exactly do they do that? Well, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking the code. We're looking at the ultimate philosophy on public speaking, coming straight from the head of TED himself, Chris Anderson. We're totally bypassing the typical boring advice and breaking down the actual neuroscience, the hidden structures, and the core strategy behind the world's most captivating talks. Honestly, by the end of this, it's going to completely transform how you think about standing up in front of an audience.
So, what do all great TED Talks actually have in common? Genuinely, take a second and think about it. Because Chris Anderson, he spent over 12 years sitting right there in the front row, watching hundreds of the world's most incredible speakers prep for their defining moments. And despite how wildly different their topics, or their personalities, or their styles were, he found out they all shared exactly one foundational element. But before we get to the big reveal, we kind of need to clear up some major misconceptions.
We really need to compare the cliches with the truth here. Because a lot of people think there's this superficial formula to a great talk, right? They think, oh, I need to pace back and forth on a little circular red carpet, or force some childhood story into my intro, or reveal this deeply guarded personal secret, or maybe end with some super dramatic call to action. But here is the reality. If you over-rely on those tricks, it just feels, well, manipulative. The audience can totally tell when you're faking it. The truth, the actual secret ingredient to a great talk, is that your main job as a speaker is to transfer a beautiful, wondrous gift directly into the minds of your audience. And that gift? It's an idea.
The myth of public speaking. To really wrap our heads around this, we have to shatter the idea that public speaking is just a performance and instead look at it as a literal biological event. Let's imagine a speaker. We'll call her Haley. She's standing backstage, she's about to walk out, and frankly, she is completely terrified. And, it makes total sense why she's terrified when you think about what is actually about to happen in that room.
Just think about this massive number, 12,000. In Haley's case, there are 12,000 strangers sitting out there in the dark. That is 12,000 independent brains that have never met, all coming from completely different backgrounds, about to focus on one single person.
And she has exactly 18 minutes. It takes only 18 minutes for this crazy physiological marvel to occur. In less than 20 minutes, the brains of those 12,000 strangers are going to physically begin to synchronize with Haley's brain and literally with each other.
The magic of brain synchronization. I know, it sounds straight out of science fiction, but it is entirely real. We aren't just talking about sharing good vibes or emotions here. We are talking about a literal, cellular connection.
Here's what the biological transfer of an idea looks like in action. First, inside Haley's brain, millions of neurons are firing and linking together to represent one single concept. And as she speaks, as she shares that concept, that exact same neural pattern begins firing and replicating inside the listener's brains. You have millions of neurons in 12,000 different heads perfectly aligning, forming the exact same shape. And honestly, the craziest part? It's transferred perfectly just by the audience listening to her voice and watching her face. But to really grasp the power of this synchronization, we need to nail down what an idea actually is.
Let's ground this a bit. According to Anderson, an idea is a sequence of information that helps you understand and navigate the world. Ideas come in all shapes and sizes, They can be super complex and analytical, or just simple and beautiful. Ultimately, they are the tools we use to make sense of our reality. Let's actually look at what a powerful idea looks like in practice, with a few legendary examples from the TED stage.
Here's a phenomenal example from Sir Ken Robinson. His idea was a total paradigm shift. Creativity is as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. Notice how brilliantly clear that sequence of information is structured. It takes something we all already accept, literacy, and just elevates creativity right up to that exact same level of importance. It instantly changes how you view the whole school system.
Now this one builds in a totally different direction. Designer Alora Hardy shared this idea. Building with bamboo is beautiful. It grows all around us, it's strong and earthquake-resistant. This idea isn't just about aesthetics, it's immensely practical. It completely rewrites our understanding of what a modern, safe, and sustainable building material can actually be.
And here's a third example, showing how an idea can completely reframe complex social issues. Novelist Chimamanda Adichie stated, "People are more than a single identity. The problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete." In just one sentence, she hands us a brand new navigational tool for understanding human relationships and media representation. It's just a profound, totally worldview-altering idea.
Ideas as the mind's operating system. So,
Why do all these individual ideas matter so much? Well, because they link together to form your mind's operating system. Every single way you interact with reality is filtered right through this structure. This is exactly how that operating system works in real time. Think about it. If your brain is programmed with the idea that a small cat is cute and safe, your physical reaction when you see one is going to be to smile and maybe reach out to pet it. But if your operating system contains the idea that a leopard is dangerous, your reaction to seeing that is going to be immediate fear, pure fight or flight response. Your ideas literally dictate your survival and your everyday reactions to the world around you. And this applies to how we view each other, too. Just consider this incredibly powerful quote from Dahlia Mogahed. What do you think when you look at me? A woman of faith? An expert? Or oppressed? Brainwashed? A terrorist? Whatever your answer is there, millions of people around the world would probably disagree with you. And that is exactly why ideas are so incredibly important. When they're communicated effectively, ideas have the power to permanently change how someone sees the world and how they behave. They are quite literally the most powerful force shaping human culture. 4 steps to build your idea. All right, so if our ultimate goal is to construct an idea inside the minds of our audience, how do we actually do it? Well, here are 4 foundational steps to get it done.
Step 1. Limit yourself to one major idea. Step 2. Give them a reason to care. Step 3. Build it piece by piece. And Step 4. Make it worth sharing. Mastering these 4 steps is literally the difference between a totally forgettable speech and one that actually wires brains together.
Let's kick things off with Step 1. You have to ruthlessly cut your content to focus on the single idea you are most passionate about. Ideas are deeply complex, right? You simply cannot cover an entire field of study in one presentation. You have to distill it down. Choose one core concept and use it as a through line, like a continuous thread that connects every story, every piece of context, and every example you give. Just give yourself the time to explain that one thing extraordinarily well. Moving right along to Step 2, ask yourself, how do you spark their curiosity? Because look, before you can start building an idea inside someone's head, you need permission to enter. And the master key to unlocking that door is curiosity. You have to ask provocative questions. You got to identify a gap in their worldview, point out something that doesn't quite make sense. Because when you reveal a gap in someone's knowledge, they feel this innate, almost uncomfortable need to fill it. And once you ignite that desire, they will actively welcome your idea right in. Now, Step 3 is all about building your idea piece by piece, and the absolute most vital tool here is using concepts your audience already understands. You have to use their language, not yours. Metaphors are pure magic for this. Consider how journalist Jennifer Kahn explained CRISPR, which is an incredibly complex biotechnology. She said, it's like a word processor for DNA. CRISPR allows you to cut and paste genetic information. By stitching a terrifyingly complex new scientific concept onto something as familiar as a basic Word document, she creates this sudden, super satisfying aha moment.
A super crucial part of Step 3 is testing your language. You absolutely must test your talk on close, trusted friends. Why? Well, because speakers constantly suffer from the curse of knowledge. They completely forget that the acronyms, the jargon, and the concepts they use every single day are basically alien to normal people. Your friends are going to tell you exactly where they got lost, which lets you fix those confusing parts way before you ever step foot on stage.
Is your idea worth sharing? This brings us to the 4th and final step. This is the ultimate litmus test for literally any presentation, the one question that will absolutely make or break your time in front of an audience.
You have to be brutally honest with yourself here. Is your idea self-serving? Like, is it really just a pitch to elevate your own reputation, fund your own organization, or sell your product? Because trust me, if it is, the audience will sense it immediately, and they will just shut you out. Or, is your idea truly a gift? Is it something that will genuinely brighten someone's day, change their perspective for the better, or actually inspire them to act differently? So I want to wrap up this explainer by leaving you with this one deeply powerful question. Who does your idea benefit? Because if you can honestly say that your presentation is a gift to the people listening, then you have the core ingredient of a truly great talk. You have the power to synchronize minds, reshape operating systems, and maybe, just maybe, change the world. Keep this question front and center the next time you have to stand up and speak. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.